Hello. Nice to meet you. All right, let's get started. Okay. Do you have a different replay for me? Or what is on your mind? What do you want to do? Because I think you wrote that you played a lot of position one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played mid lane and carry most. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel you. It might be easiest to have a replay. Do you have a game of you that you want to watch over? Or I can get a pro replay or something. Like if we see some things, then we can talk about how to draw aggro and when to go jungle, how to itemize for the laning stage. Okay. If you want, you can share the match ID.
Yeah.
And then I can download it as well and I can stream it.
The match ID is 728
Give me a second. 728.
554
Yep.
5367.
All right.
Yeah, I'm the troll.
All right. Cool. Let's go. Hmm?
Is everyone ready? In the bag.
This one is in the bag.
30 seconds. And so it begins.
As a carry, yeah, I would be very hesitant to be at the bounty rune. I would only go there if there's like a guaranteed first blood or if you have a really strong lineup at the beginning. You might either die or waste some resources or miss some creeps. That's fine. Let's see what happens.
Denied.
I would probably draw aggro already, so that the creeps, the three melee creeps, they move towards your range creep, and they're still out of the tower zone. So they're coming here, and then you can deny the range creep.
Spoiler.
Close. I'll probably draw aggro again, just towards the top, so it's further away from the Necrophos. It's easy to get the last hits. And yep.
First blood.
Oh, you're dead. What a surprise.
And the same thing.
Oh, you're dead.
As soon as the creeps go into the tower, it doesn't actually matter where they get hit. So if he pulls the wave, you want to have your enemy wave. You want to have it as far as possible into your tower. So it's more difficult for Necrophos to contest the denies. For example, in this match, if I'm the Necrophos right here, I would probably press a Q, heal the creep once, and then deny it. And yeah, exactly. You want to walk back. This is very good. Yeah. Last hit. Looks fine. Looks fine. Okay.
Would that I could fight alone. Dazzling spree. Denied.
I would draw aggro again. Are you familiar with the aggro mechanic?
No.
So creeps have an aggro range, which is about 200 units. And if you, for example, if you click the attack button on Necrophos right now, those 3 creeps, they will move towards you.
Okay.
And you can abuse that to move the creeps to you, and then the aggro mechanic is 2 seconds on cooldown. After 2 seconds, you can hit an enemy again, or like press the attack button on it, and then they move towards you again. And with this, you can move the creeps all the way back to your tower and found them really, really safely.
Thank God, Radiant's courier is gone. At last, peace may return to these lands.
And we wanna keep you hear that? We wanna keep eating tangos, and also we can deliver healing cells, yeah, even earlier a bit. Yeah, then same thing here. It's really difficult to play into the wave because there's a line as well, and one single stun and the button from Necrophos can kill you. But if you manage to stand here on the side and then draw aggro, the creeps will follow you, and you can read aggro them and lead them all the way back to the tower and safely found them.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Okay, range creep. Yeah. In this setting, the only creep that attacks the tower is the range creep. So after this creep dies, the auto attack of the tower will always go to the range creep. So we can prepare for that and already walk towards it.
Dire's top tower is being attacked. We may forget Radiant's courier, but we'll never forgive it. Never. Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Not today.
Illusion.
Middle is missing.
Stupendous.
Okay, so let me try to summarize the early laning stage. For your next game, we're gonna look. Remind me to look over the. Actually, I'm gonna do it right now. I forget it otherwise. I'm going to show you a little bit about the aggro mechanic. I think it's really important, especially for core players. I'm going to just copy that real quick. Du-du-dum, du-du-dum.
Jarakal.
Okay, so creeps meet, and we're gonna get an enemy and then observer ward.
Just a minute or so now until the game
So if the
starts.
enemy is farming over here,
Patience.
and you feel it's dangerous to contest the wave, you can press your attack button on the enemy, and the creeps will follow you here. And now for 2 seconds this is on cooldown, and then you can re-aggro, as long as the enemy has vision of you. And with this you can manipulate the creeps. You can, for example, if they're trying to play here, you can bring them closer to you, without even moving much, and getting out of the dangerous range of a offlaner. And this is really important, I think. So we just A-click him, or depending on what your settings are, and we bring them closer and closer to us. This allows us to play really safe. Look how far we can bring the creeps back, and then we can get the denies and last hits really, really safely without being in danger. And for the laning stage, you should use this like, I don't know, 50 times in a laning stage. All the time you're gonna aggro. Especially if you have the great ability to switch between melee and range. As a hero like Troll, you can just constantly use aggro and still get all of the creeps. And this is going to pretty much double the last hits you're gonna get out of the laning stage, I think.
The stage is set. Everyone.
So this is the first thing I would recommend for you in the next
Dire's
game.
middle tower is being attacked.
The next thing is to look at your resource management. For example, here, there's no enemy at all. Like, the enemies do 0 damage to you, but yet you're tanking all the creep wave and you're losing a lot of HP. And things like that are going to be really, really difficult. As soon as you play against people who actually want to harass you, it's just going to stack up and the likelihood of you dying is really high. So I think if you constantly draw aggro and you try to tank as little as possible creep damage, then your CS can go up substantially, and you should aim at about 5 last hits. In 5 minutes, you should have about 25 last hits. This is like the goal we want to have for laning stage. Okay, you've seen that before.
Radiant structures
Like 5 minutes is around here, and this is pretty much double of your last hits that you could have. Okay, there's a big wave coming in, fair enough.
Dire's top tower is being attacked. Radiant's courier, but will never.
And I think this is the first goal. So for improvement in the next games, just try to push up your last hits. In 5 minutes, 25 last hits, that's the goal. If you get that as an average, I think you just raise like 1,000 MMR or something like that.
Middle is missing.
Stupendous.
Okay. I've seen a lot of pro troll players buying stick, and it might not be ideal in every single game, but if you play against heroes like Necrophos or Tidehunter or Undying or whatever, just heroes that spam a lot of spells, I think stick is really, really worth it. And then I probably would not fight here. And my thinking is, whenever there are a lot of creeps, I want to last it, then the creeps have the first priority. 1 kill is worth as much as like 3 creeps or something like that. And it's always a huge risk because you're taking trades that you could lose, and they could zone you from the lane, and they could even kill you, which is even worse. So I would try to fight only when it's necessary and when the kill is guaranteed. And here, for example, a lot of creeps are coming in. And if you would be zoned out here, or if you even die, then you're going to lose this whole wave. And this wave is way, way more worth than even both of the kills, in my opinion. So kills are only... harass and kills, those are only things we do in order to get the creeps. And if we can stand here for free and just last hit the range creeps and draw aggro and pull the creeps back and get the free last hits and denies, then I would always take that. Because now the line...
So
Yep.
I should focus more on creepings.
Yeah, definitely. And another rule of thumb I have is I only play aggressive if I have more creeps than the enemy. So,
But when they are aggressive like that, then what can I do?
let's zoom back a little bit. So we're refilling HP here. This is nice. And their aggression basically takes place here in this area. If they come too close, like the tower has a radius, it's a little bit smaller radius. This is like the big range of the tower. And if you're in the smaller range of the tower and the enemy attacks you, they instantly gonna draw aggro and they're gonna take the damage from the tower. So what I would be doing is I would aggro those creeps in the top corner so that the enemy Necrophos has to walk up close to the tower. And if he tries to attack me and harass me, then he's gonna take tower damage and he will not be able to sustain it. So I would use the tower as a protection to play against the Necrophos. And what happens is, if you play here, now this Necrophos is not attacking, so he's not drawing tower aggro, and he's getting outside of the tower range already, and now you're going almost outside of the tower range, and putting yourself in a great risk between the Dazzle and the Necrophos, and like taking hits from all the sides without really having anything to back you up. And if you chill in this top area, in the trees, you can get all of the last hits, and they are not able to touch you because they would immediately draw aggro.
I will have my revenge.
And now they can kind of dive you, because they still have a creep advantage. Yeah, so probably would run back. Yeah, maybe even run back base here, to be honest.
Shadow wave.
Or get a CS, and then again try to play really, really safe in the back here.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
Yeah. So this this trade against the Necrophos basically lost you the HP, and now you're gonna lose 1 or 2 waves completely for free. And as a Necrophos, this is exactly what he wants. Like, Necrophos doesn't care about last hits, he just wants to destroy your game as much as possible. And as a carry, you want to maintain a easy wave that is sitting in front of the tower, that's very, very stable, and you can take every single last hit.
Dire's middle
And
tower
we probably go
taking
back
its
top
bottom
there.
tower
And
under
hopefully this Necrophos is pushing the wave, and we can just balance the wave here again. We could even look for the camp and draw aggro. So I would be pulling myself here. I would be pulling those creeps into those creeps, and then they connect. I can take the big creep and just last hit it, or use a spell to last hit it, and then the next wave is going to reconnect under the tower or close before the tower, and I can safely last it again. And here again, as soon as the wave meets, we know that the Necrophos is here. We didn't see the Dazzle yet. I would be standing here and drawing aggro. You can even use global aggro. Like, you can be standing close to the wave and then just look mid lane, press your attack button on the monkey, and the creeps will attack you. You walk back with the creeps towards your range creep. You deny the range creep. The wave is going to be pushing into you, and you can reset it safely in front of the tower. Because right now it feels a little bit dangerous again. Like, every time we step over this line, basically, it's difficult to play. Nice. And we need some regen again. Especially against Necrophos or heroes that have a lot of harass, we always want to be full HP. As soon as this guy is level 6, every single mistake we make, like if he's level 6 and we stand here, we just die. Like, we get poisoned from Dazzle, and he just presses ulti and with it. So we want to be 100% HP most of the time. Run. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Oh, come on!
Greet the Reaper.
Yeah. And now, in my mind, if I die twice in the lane, like, dying once can happen, dying 2 times can happen as well. But after that, I want to change something. I'm not going to go back to the same scenario. I want to do something else. So you could play top again, but now I would jungle. I would look to push out the wave. If I TP here again, I would push out the wave as fast as I can, and then instantly go back to the jungle and just try to boost my net worth that way.
A few seconds here. Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Okay, let's choose to go bottom. In my mind, your job is it to gain net worth as much as possible. Like, you're going to be really, really strong later on in the game as a carry. And this TP bottom, for me, looks like you want to fight. And joining fights right now is not a good idea, in my opinion, because you're a little bit behind already. And if you die once or twice more, then the game is simply over because you cannot recover in time. And so there's a huge risk involved with fighting again. But if you just put your head down and TP at safe places, for example, you could go mid lane. Nobody's mid lane right now. You could push out this wave, take this camp, push mid lane again. You can boost your net worth, get your farming item, really start accelerating, take ancients every single time, and then join the fight in like 5 or 6 minutes when you have twice the net worth. Let's see if that works. In best case, this kill works. In the worst case, you kind of die again, and you're really, really far behind. I would never chase that. Yeah. So even though this looks like a good trade, it's 2 for 1. Your game is really, really difficult now. You don't have a farming item yet, and in about 5 or 6 minutes, it's gonna be difficult for you to obtain the space to even farm. So right now I would be looking, where are the least enemy heroes? Where can I recover the quickest? And we see Necroforce bottom, so I would probably TP top. He's top, then I would just push out the wave if I can. And retreat to Charms. Cool, doing exactly that. There's a Ricky, yeah. I think as soon as we see the Ricky, we have to back off again. And as you can see, now it's really annoying to play this game. There's like...
Yeah. Because there's no vision, there's a Ricky.
And every decision we make feels a little bit weird. It's still easy, I think, to win this game. But we need to play really careful now. Place ourselves Observer Ward, and then boost net worth. Like, we still have time. If we are really strong minute 25 or even minute 30, then we can still turn this around. Because people in this MMR, they usually don't finish the game in 27 minutes. So you have time until then to be really strong, and then you can turn this. But we need a couple items. Like in my vision, we need a farming item to get us to the next items, and then maybe BKB and Bash or some crazy shit, I don't know. This is good. I like that we farm. We see the Ricky. I would be checking Ricky items to see what he has. Okay, he has a diffuse blade right now. Cool. I don't want to touch this guy at all. I would be going back from here now, because we don't see the Ricky anymore, and if I'm Ricky, I have nothing else to do than to kill the troll and stop him from farming. He TPs mid. This is actually insane. The fact that everybody is just fighting mid lane randomly instead of shutting you down is just great. This is so cool. You have so much space in this game, actually. You can push up this wave, you can take the top waves again. Those are all for free. And then maybe push one more wave, and if they react, it's a little bit tough against Ricky because you don't see him initiating and he might be solo killing you. Yeah, I think it was too risky to push out this wave. We saw that Ricky was mid, but we didn't see him TP there, so we want to be careful. I think if you just leave this wave and take the top side again, then we're gonna see if they counter react, and if you see Ricky pushing out this wave, we just TP bottom and mirror him, and we want to be away from him. Right now the biggest kill threat is definitely Ricky. He can solo kill you, and Monkey and Crystal Maiden, they can kill you together, so we just want to avoid them at all costs.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Nice, now we have an item to farm, and what I want to have now is to take every single ancient all the time. Like every minute that passes, I want to take the ancient camps. If you take this camp and this camp and this camp every single minute, in 5 minutes you're the richest hero on the map, even though you're so far behind.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Okay, they cut it off, then of course we have to move somewhere else. Just wait for the top. You can see if observers are there. Seems like you're looking for a fight. This is really risky. It could have worked, but even if it does, the game doesn't really change. And if it doesn't work, the game becomes almost impossible at this point. So maybe as a general rule, if you're far behind, but you know you can win the game if you get a couple items, for example BKB Basher, then just get your item timers and don't focus on random fights. Again here as well, there was no objective to protect. Like this mid lane tower is already gone. We don't have to fight here. Even if they stay here for 10 minutes, they don't gain anything if you have the whole map to farm. And once you hit your timings, you can kill them all. So in my opinion, you always want to fight either aggressively to get objectives or defensively to defend them. But you don't wanna initiate in random fights because your team feels like it. Especially not as a carry.
But if my team is dying like that,
then at least you don't die with them and you carry the game and call #space. That would be my...
So I should continue the farming.
Yeah, definitely. At this stage of the game, you just don't contribute anything. If they, for example, imagine you farm top, you push out the top 1 wave and 2 wave and you farm here, and then you see that they're fighting and they're closely winning and everybody of the enemy is low, then you can be like, okay, let's try to TP in and do something. But if you choose a fight right now, it's so out of balance. Like the items you have don't allow you to engage in a fight, and they just want to do that. Like he just finished his Echo Saber, the Ricky has Diffusal, as we know. They just want to play aggressive, and we don't want to feed into them.
Under siege.
We need BKB in this game, and one more item, either Satanic or Basher or any item that sustains us in a fight, and then we can easily play against them. And the question is just, okay, how fast can we get it?
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked. Dire's bottom tower.
And I think, for example, like imagine you get the Maelstrom minute 11, and then you have maybe, I don't know, Manta or whatever you want to buy in minute, let's say, 17. And then minute 20 you have Basher, then you're guaranteed to be the strongest hero on the map, and you're just absolutely unkillable.
This'll come in handy.
And we, as carry players, we just need to reduce the noise in the game and the chaos, and just try to hit our item timings as soon as possible and ignore everything else. This, for example, I wouldn't join here. I'm not sure what you're gonna do, but it would be a mistake to join here. Because if this tower stands on itself, then it's fine. But even if you TP and join, you're probably not going to help to defend the tower. Like, as a troll, you're not the guy who defends towers. You're the one who fights, but as I said again, once you have items. Now we just need to watch out. Every time we push something like this, we need to look at the enemy mid lane, in the mid lane and see if they TP out or see if they still join. Because one random TP, yeah, for example, Monkey or Ricky, just solo kills you. But look, you almost killed him. Look how strong you are. Even you're 226 and you only have Maelstrom, you can almost solo kill the Monkey. And so imagine you have Manta or BKB here already. It's crazy. Okay, let's summarize real quick for mid game. Or be at laning stage, and then we have early game. Early game is where we buy our farming item, and then we want to push our net worth as hard as possible, farm ancients in the best case all the time, every single minute, and get items that enable us to do us. And if we show on lanes and we push and we force reactions, we always need to be very aware what the enemy is planning to do. Like if they realize they cannot push this tower, they're gonna look for something else. And if you're the only one showing on the map, they're gonna go for you definitely. And always try to keep in mind what heroes can kill you and where they are right now.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
I like that you push bottom. I think it's way better than playing top because we want to open this tower. Actually, we need to open both of those towers. And we can force a reaction. Now we see Necrophos, for example. This is great.
Time to move.
And I would probably go top now because we saw Necrophos pushing bottom and we don't see Ricky anymore.
Under fire.
We just don't want to be stuck. The most difficult thing if you're behind is not to get stuck. Like as soon as you get stuck in a ring here and you cannot boost your net worth, you're just slowly gonna lose. Like every second that passes, the probability of you winning gets lower and lower. So what we need to do is we need to force open one of the side lanes. You did it well by pushing bottom and forcing Necrophos there. And now we forced the reaction, and now we want to leverage this and push out and get into space on other sides of the map. And fighting bottom here, it doesn't bring you closer to your goal. I'd rather lose this tower and even the Rex and trade it for a Manta or a BKB or an item that you can finish than trying to defend it, losing while you defend it because you're still behind. Like you're gonna lose the fight anyways, and then you lose the Rex as well. So I think we just run top right now and use the space.
Dry your eyes from your skull.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
But yet again, everybody is chilling here. And in my mind, this is complete free farm. This is like 2,000 net worth in the last 1 or 2 minutes that we could have just gained and that we could have set on. And kills here, they're always risky and they're not worth the reward. Like if you get a kill here, maybe you can open bottom. But if you lose the fight, it's definitely over. Or chances are just swinging that direction. Holy shit, you're strong. Isn't that cool to see? Isn't that cool to see how far you're behind and you're still winning? Imagine you have 3 times the last hits right now, or 2 times it at least. Like it's not actually that difficult to do. You just use this free space that's there, and then you do those fights. You absolutely
Dire's
stomp
middle
them.
tower taking damage.
Yeah, that's the least I can do.
Here I am.
Okay, we TP bottom. If the map looks like this, we never TP. Because if you TP, you commit yourself to be stuck. If you TP bottom and you want to push, then you cannot leave the area again. But if you walk there, of course it takes 15 seconds longer. But you can push this, you can cut the wave, you can farm this area behind or wherever you want, and you can just TP back and you'll be safe. Or you can rejoin a fight if they overcommit or anything like that. But if you TP bottom now, you're stuck. Like if I see this as an enemy, as an enemy Necrophos, I'm like, haha, this troll, he just TP'd out, let's take Rex. Because we can fight and he's not able to join. Look how long it takes. Like the fight is almost over before you even join.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked. Dire's middle tower is middle. Radiant's top tower is under siege. Middle barracks is middle. Radiant's top tower is middle.
And then the next thing is that I would probably not join for this fight at this point. Because even if they take Rax, again, we just need our BKB.
Tower is under siege. Middle tower is top tower is being
I think Manta is also a little bit too greedy in this game. Manta helps us against Crystal Maiden and the poison thing maybe. But the things that actually kill us are Necrophos sustained damage and the silence of Ricky. So I would rather have BKB in this game.
Dire's bottom tower under fire. Dire's middle tower is being attacked. Dire's middle tower is
That's right. Okay, let me try to summarize. So for laning stage, get familiar with the aggro mechanic. And always aggro the creeps. This is going to enable you to get 25 last hits in 5 minutes. And then for the early game, get your farming item and boost your net worth as high as you can. If you have a high net worth, you can fight at the wrong place, at the wrong time, and you're still gonna win. And then get the key items that enable you to be strong in the fights, and only then join. Always think, what item do I need to win this fight? And then get it as soon as you can, and then you can do whatever you want. And if you're in that position where you have your items and you have a high net worth, then just look at objectives. Like, do I want to open the towers, I want to open this tower, I want to open this tower, I want to get Roche, and then I want to open mid lane and enemy safe lane, and I want to Roche, and I want to mid lane and enemy safe lane, and I want to Roche, and we end. That's the basic game plan. But it requires net worth and it requires the key items, and try to ignore fights that are not defending necessary objectives or opening necessary objectives for you.
Radiant's top tower is under siege. Radiant's top tower is middle tower.
I can check quick. If I can find a replay of a troll prayer. And we can learn how to do it. Maybe. I have seen Battle Fury more than Maelstrom. And this goes into the same category. Troll needs those key items as soon as he can. And Battle Fury is a better farming item than Maelstrom. Maelstrom is more for fighting, but you don't want to fight before you have your items anyways.
Promises are dangerous, mortal one.
Tis in the bag.
Let's see how he
30
starts.
seconds until
Digital sports.
Death, death,
Items are a
death,
little bit
death,
whatever.
death,
Like
death,
the starting
death.
items, you can experiment with it. He starts with the Elven skin. I guess it's nice. You get 6. Is it 6 armor? No, you don't. But you get 6 attack speed and 6 damage. That's fine. Let's see how he lanes. And I want to show aggro as well. Like he's gonna aggro a ton. I haven't seen this replay before. But look, he comes to laning stage, immediately aggros. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
And see what it does to the lane. It's really, really a cool thing. So this creep is falling low, and he uses the aggro, and the creep is coming to him, and that's why he gets the last hit. The Spirit Breaker, this is actually so beautiful to see it in slow motion. From Spirit Breaker perspective, he's trying to get the deny, and he's looking at it. He's canceling his auto attack, and now he wants to get it. But since the creep is walking, it takes less damage, and he misses the hit. And you can constantly aggro, constantly abuse it. Tries to keep it outside the tower, tries to get the last hit, uses a spell to secure the range creep. Misses the CS, that dive. And aggros again a bit. Aggro here. And aggro again. And range creep. And aggros again, so the Dawnbreaker doesn't take the creeps with him. He holds the creeps for in front of the tower. Beautiful to see. And takes the last hit. There are 3 people bottom against him. What the
Dire's
fuck are they
top
doing?
tower is being attacked.
It's so weird. He aggros again.
Denied.
And he aggros again, I bet. Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
Yeah, tried aggro again. He's aggroing again here. And he's trying to get the range creeps. Aggro again. And aggro again. All the time. Aggro all the time. It's interesting to see that he's playing against 3 people, yet he takes very little damage. And those are all really, really good players. So it's not like they wouldn't understand how to harass enemies. But it's just difficult to harass them if the creeps are constantly moving in his direction anyways. Ah, and Bane is actively breathing. Well, now it explains it.
Radiant have fortified their towers. Dire have duct-taped cardboard all over their structures.
It's actually not worth watching. This Bane is grieving. I'm gonna go back to the other game. And scan our items real quick. Pretty much similar style of building. Decides to go face boots first for some action. Battle Fury into BKB and Basher. You can actually skip over laning stage. I just want to show you how it looks like if people stick down their head and chest farm. No, everything else.
Strategically, this one's in the
1 minute until 30 seconds of its past, and it's horrific. The crimes Radiant recommend regular breaks to stretch and move around a bit every 10 minutes or so during play.
It's gonna be the same thing. He's just gonna chill, use his spells to secure range creeps or difficult creeps he cannot get otherwise, and tries to aggro everything in. Clicks out some harass. Again, he's playing against heroes that spam a lot of spells, so sticks makes sense. That's a nice kill. I'm gonna skip through this a little bit. Just see where he plays and what he decides to do. Aggro again. Trying to hold the creeps. Trying to aggro. This is a nice read. Like he sees that the wave is not coming, so they must have pulled. He's trying to contest the pull.
Dire's courier and its string of unforgivable moral crimes has been laid to
And
rest.
he died. Because he's too far in front.
Bounty.
No, you don't.
So I'm just interested to see when he makes the decision to go jungle and use his laning stage only to push it out instead of really laning there. But we have minute 7 only, so I guess there's still some room. And he's diving there, yeah.
Death
Cool read.
brings an end to pain, unfortunately.
So now we're at a point at minute 7 or minute 8. We're at a point where it just constantly push out the wave. And I want to see what item he goes first. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the... How do you pronounce this? Cornucopia first. And he gets some sustain. He's trying to trade again, push out the wave at the same time. And now we're at a point where we can push out the wave and rotate between jungle camps to maximize our net worth boost. And look, it's 9 minutes in, and he has 50 last hits. So if you get 25 last hits every 5 minutes, this is a pretty good average, and he's far beyond that already. And he's still making plays like this, where he plays really, really aggressive. So even though he's not only farming and AFK farming, he's still playing aggressive, and he still has a lot of last hits. So that's the first goal as a carry player. We want to increase our last hits that we can get in 5 and 10 minutes and all the timestamps as much as possible. Surprised that he even looks for a fight here.
Bounty.
We could just farm.
Quicker.
So he farms that camp, rotates to the lane again.
Denied. Set in
Cool. Wanted to open that camp so he can farm it as well.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Small camp again. And then Klinks is probably going to push the wave, so the wave is probably the next thing.
Dire's middle tower is being
And this is how
attacked.
the rotation can look. And now, like, the camps here are gone and the wave is gone, so we take this camp in between, wait until the wave pushes forward to us. And if it doesn't push fast enough, we can take this camp as well and then rotate back to the wave. Or he chooses
Dire's
even to
top
play it
tower
safe.
is being attacked.
And there's a Battle Fury at 12 minutes, which is absolutely crazy, of course. But even if you get it at 14 or 15 minutes, you're outpacing everybody you're playing against.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
And now I'm just gonna watch the minimap basically. Speed it up. That's what it does. TP's top, takes the enemy safe lane tower, farms in the enemy area.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked. Their towers. Radiant's bottom tower
And
under
we're heading to the
fire.
Ancients.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
He even joins the fight. Look how confident he feels. That's really, really crazy. Like, I would just AFK farm Ancients now until I get BKB, but he's like, nope. If I can fight, I can fight.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
I'm not sure if that was worth it, but...
double damage.
Dire.
Does that make sense to you? Like, just rotating and focusing on the farm?
Yeah.
And getting BKB as soon as you can. I think that's the main goal as a carry player. Just pushing the timings.
It's been given a lot of space to farm, I think.
Yeah, oftentimes it's actually surprising. Like, if you push out a couple waves and then you see a reaction, you just TP to the opposite of the map. There's so much space in Dota, especially with the new added camps. Like, a few patches before that, there weren't even those camps, so it was even more difficult to farm up. And now you even have the twin gate, so if it becomes difficult and you don't have TP, you can still rotate. There's always a place for you to farm up. And now we can look at this timing, like he has Battle Fury and BKB, and now he's the strongest hero on the map. Like, nobody can contest this guy at all. And now we can... he's even marking it. He's marking, okay, I want to go for the Ancients again. And then we can go Roche, or we can look for an objective. And now the game is really... Whatever you desire, you can get as a troll right now.
Bottom tower under fire.
And he's looking for bottom, he still has BKB. Looking to play aggressive, looking for a Tormentor, looking for any tower he can get into.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked. Dire's bottom tower is fallen.
Yeah. And even pings his team, and look, now he pinged Roche. They're deciding, okay, what do we want to do? Maybe we want to fight this guy. And Roche is the lane. Yeah, he pings it again. And this is how the gameplay should look. This is the plan at least we have, and oftentimes in games shit happens. Like the mid laner ganks you, and you have 2-3 deaths and you have to recover and it's difficult. Or you try to push a tower and they just defend it or something. Like, things can happen, but if we have a concrete plan and we're working at it every single game and we're just looking at the minute mark and checking, okay, last game I was 5 minutes slower, last game I was 3 minutes slower, and I'm like, you're getting quicker and quicker, then the MMR will rise on average. And he's looking to get his item timings as soon as possible, found the item he needs to fight, which is BKB, and then nobody wants to fight him anyways because he's the strongest hero on the map, and he takes every objective he wants to have. Roche is one, and now for example, you just run mid lane. It's great. Like, you move towards mid lane with your team, you just take tower, or even high ground for that matter. You can do whatever you want.
And getting to come back immediately top tower is being attacked.
He's really aggressive in the enemy side. Smokes up with his team.
Top tower is under siege.
It's that guy, pulls out a lane,
Tower is being attacked.
pings top, and then looks, okay, there's a fight mid lane, and now he's just active everywhere. He's like, I got my items, I'm so scary right now. I'm just gonna do... Whenever they show any sign of an aggressive move, he's just gonna show up for it. But he still pings top. I like how he communicates. That's what we carry players have to do. Like, he's marking what he wants to do. He pinged his top tower 2 times. He pinged Roche like 3 times because the team didn't want to do it and they wanted to fight somewhere random. And he's like, nope, I have a plan. I have a strategy. I want to do this. And if the enemies don't contest it, it's going to be a free game. And I think this is exactly what a good Dota player should do. As a carry, you know right now that you're the strongest hero. Like, if you look at Mars, for example, he's like, yeah, but I don't have my shard yet and I just want to farm some camps or whatever. No, it's like, you know your timing, you know that you're super strong with it, and if you have it, you just go and you try to tell your team, let's do it together, let's just move.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
And even further, like, he pings even further. Let's go, I have A's. And look how hesitant, like, the support is there and Voka is like chilling and farming. What the fuck are they doing? You just go.
Are fortified.
It's like, okay, Cliff is used, maybe we can push out mid or something. He's saying I have to fix bottom, then I move mid, and I love how he communicates, that's amazing. It's like, we could fight there with Mars. He's even scanning for further kills, there are no kills, well, we push one more wave, just to fix bottom, not to push it because it's too long, and then he's instantly on the mid lane again. I absolutely love this guy. I've never seen a replay of him before, but I absolutely love how he communicates that. And look, the team is lagging behind. But this is just because his tempo is so incredible high. Like, they're not bad players, I think, right? This 190 rank, they're really good players, but his tempo is just really good. He took the tower, which is about to expire. Let's see what his next plan is. So at a stage like this, you can either choose to fight again, or you can just boost net worth even more and wait for the next Aegis and then do the next thing. And this kind of rhythm, this kind of speed is what we want to get into. And it's only possible if the first, like, 20 minutes go accordingly. Like, if you don't have your items that enable you to do this in minute 20, then it's really difficult to play as any carry. Playing from behind is always annoying. So we wanna just ignore the first 15 minutes of the game, get our damn items, and then we can play.
Radiant's middle tower is
saying, okay,
taking damage.
push out to 2 sides. Looking mid, but doesn't want to contest. It's a nature's problem, which is great. Kind of wasted his ulti and BKB a little bit, but hey. He's farming up a bit. I think on his mind he wants to continue with the pressure, and if there's an opportunity he goes for it, but we might as well just wait for next Roche. Let's see what he wants to do. Still pinging, and he goes high ground.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Cliff is forced. Almost dies, but he's fine because he's absolutely huge. And a turret.
Dire's under siege. Dire's top tower is formed. Dire's bottom tower under Dire's bottom tower is
Nature's probably cuts the way in so annoying. Formative.
But I'm worth so much more.
Okay. Roche is up, yeah. Gonna go Roche. And then we take Roche. Yeah. Now every fight, it almost doesn't matter where exactly we take the fight. If you're so far ahead with the items and with the timings, then you can do pretty much whatever you want. So the goal is to get there. Like, he makes it look really simple and really easy, and the thing that enables him to do that is the amount of net worth he has. So really the first goal, I'm repeating myself by now, but first goal is to boost the net worth as high as you can.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's bottom barracks now have mega creeps. Dyer's middle tower is now middle tower.
Maybe it's even a Smurf or something. This guy has an 80% win rate on troll. Tough book. Cool dude. I think if I would be in your position, I would be spamming 1 or 2 heroes in the carry role. Maybe even 3, but maximum 3. And just spam those heroes and then look at the 5-minute mark and always check if your last hits are increasing. And if they're not increasing, you need to draw more aggro or just change something slightly and try to push this number as high as you can. And those slow increases in last hits per minute, they will increase your average win rate. And if you just turn a few factors, like if you turn on the last hits a little bit, on the item timings just a little bit, and then on the objective you take, you're gonna skyrocket. And yeah, that's how you get MMR.
So I would just maintain my last hit and my network, right?
This is the first focus. Boost net worth as high as you can. Like, basically, if I want to really simplify everything we did here, you want to look at your match after the match is done, and then you look at gold per minute, and if it's not increasing, then you want to change things. And every single game, go for it. And try to increase that number.
What's the best hero to spam, like, in my level up MMR? Like Archon?
What I can recommend are heroes that are that have a very standard carry role, like that haven't changed too much through the patches, so that you understand what a carry is. I think every hero you spam will be good to increase MMR. But what I really liked, for example, is PA or Draw Ranger, because they're so incredibly basic from the concept that you don't have to focus about the hero especially, and you can focus on those last hits religiously. You can just say, okay, last hit. And then illusion heroes are cool, of course. Like if you collect a lot of games with Naga Siren and PL and you get like 300 games of it, then you're good with illusions. That's always a cool thing. But I think I would go for... like whatever you like, actually. If you like Troll, go for Troll. If you like Slark, they're all great heroes. Void, Straw, PA, Luna, whatever. Even Medusa. Doesn't matter too much. The main thing is, or the difficult part for me is, I spammed Invoker a lot. Where is this guy? Level 30 Invoker. I played mid lane only because Invoker. And then every other mid lane I played sucked, basically, because I didn't have any games on it. If you find a hero that you like, that's more important than what the patch reads. I think, because then everything you practice will be better than what people don't practice. Like, for example, I played Invoker a lot mid lane, and then there was the hard counter Broodmother mid lane that just destroyed Invoker. But I have like 1,000 Invoker games, and this guy tried to pick Broodmother for the first time to counter me. It's like, of course I'm still gonna win. So it doesn't even matter, actually. Yeah, I played a lot of Terranger. I just thought the hero is so simple. He back in the days he had like 2 passives. The ulti was passive, and then he had another passive. I thought it doesn't get easier than that. And you just spam it and learn how to get more last hits and play more aggressive and get the right item timings. This is really important. And then it's easy. Cool. So far from me. Yeah, if you want, we can meet, I don't know, in a couple days again. And you play a few games and we see what improves.
Yeah, sure. I would take your advice and apply it in the game.
Cool. Yeah, enjoy the process. Dota is so much fun. I hope you have a great time.
Yeah, well, I will show you, definitely.
Cool. All right, then best of luck. and we will see each other again.
Yeah.
Till
Yeah,
then,
thank you so much.
you're welcome. See ya.
See ya.